asked my assistant, is that my gown? She said, yes. Ah, and now to the hello, how are you doing? If you've ever tried to wonder how a worst event can be for a master of ceremonies, then this video is for you. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience. It's YouTube, so I can be real. I'll be sharing my experience at my worst event ever. By the way, I love this lip gloss. So, first of all, introduction. My name is Buraola Olagoke. I'm a professional master of ceremonies. I'm an audiovisual creator. Generally, I'm just a young Nigerian that loves sharing her experience as she grows in life. So let's talk about my worst event experience ever. It wasn't funny. Why is it that it's the time that I wanted to start recording? That wind is blowing, rain wants to fall. Why? It's like they don't want me to give you this gist though. Anyway, let's get into it. My worst event experience ever. I have like two different experiences. There is one in my boarding years. In fact, two in my boarding years, then one after, one recently. I think this one happened last year. So I'm just saying it for persons who are like boarding event hosts. It will not end though. Do you get? As much as we pray that all events are great events, there would always be a mishap once in a while. So how do you now tackle mishaps? How do you get better? Something like that. That's exactly why I'm recording this video, so that you can know that I see you, right? And a lot of the veterans that you know also have worst days. So I'm just here to just share my worst days. I want to be the one to wear the vulnerable cap, right? So let's do it. The first one happened at my first event, the first event that I would ever host. It happened there, 2021 August. I was hosting Aklas and I. Aklas and I is like an hangout for communication and language arts students, University of Ibadan, and I was a communication and language arts student. So let me tell you what happened. So we were hosting, and like I said, it was my first event, my first official event. So I was already hyping them. It was looking all good, like it was so fun. People were really enjoying my fire. I think I'm going to have like a clip when I was dancing, that my weird dance. I want a clip to the video, and it was really fun. Until the special advisor to the governor on student affairs, I guess, Victor Olojede, he came. He is an ex-Aklasite. Yeah, do you get? So he came to the event. So while he came, they played something. They played a song for him. So he was dancing. So while he was dancing, I was trying my best to like hype him. By the way, as an MC, you are not an hype man, so don't stress yourself. So I hope you are picking lessons here and there, and I hope you can share this too. If you have someone who wants to be an MC, or you have a friend who is an MC, just share this video with them. And even if you're not an MC, it will help you generally. So I overstepped my role as the Master of Ceremonies, and I decided to be hype man that they did not employ me to be. Okay? So I started hyping, and I was just saying, wow, 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 let's go, wow, let's go, wow, 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 wow. That's how this lady came to my back and said, why are you sounding like a siren? Ah! Siren bao. Like, siren how? I just legit just wanted to let me let her know that it entered my body. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it entered my body. And you know, I was holding the microphone. Let's use this lip gloss as an example. Wow! 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 It's like, oh wow, let's go there, energy. I promise you, that's how I handled it. It was later on when I got home, I was not thinking that, babe, how did you do that like a pro? I just moved on. I promise you, that statement, if I had waited a little bit, I would lose all the confidence in the world. Mind you, that was my first event ever, so it would probably make me stop hosting events. But the moment she said it, I'm like, okay, let's go there. Energy. Now that I'm saying it's sounding funny, but it was not funny that day, because I remember that after the whole event, when I got back to my room, I was reminiscent. I was reminiscent. Oh my God, why is English doing me anyhow now? Okay, I was just trying to remember what happened at the event when I got back home, and I remember that since that day, I never moved my mouth to microphone to say I want to hype at an event until later, until about 2 years ago. That was when I finally had the the strength. I was able to muster courage, muster some strength to actually know that I can hype. I can actually hype. It was just my first time hyping and it was wrong. Do I have an issue with the lady that said, "Why you sound like a siren?" Absolutely not. I have no issue with her. She said her own and she left, right? But it really affected me. I remember that after that, my energy level as a Master of Ceremonies wasn't as high as it would be on a normal day if I had not been told that. And by the way, it's also something that I feel like telling people out there. If you think that you are someone that your mouth is always, you say you are blunt, please don't get blunt and rude in quotes to persons who are actually handling the microphone. There is something that it does to them. Even if you pay them for the service, don't insult your Master of Ceremonies, especially whilst they are working. It affects them so much. By the way, she wasn't even my client. She was just an aqua site, right? That statement affected me. But I was able to move on from it because I'm like, nothing can stop this thing. I've been booked for this event and I would do it. It was a free event, by the way, but it's not about the money. I'm a very excellent individual. You can ask about me. You get that kind of thing. Ask about me. Yeah. That's part one of the body here. I have a second experience I would like to share. The second experience was the fact this one wasn't really deep, but it was deep in a sense. So it was this event where I was trying to introduce the main sponsor of the event, and aside from being the sponsor, he's an alumnus of University of Ibadan, so he's like the major sponsor of the event, and he was to speak. Major sponsor, keynote speaker, everything all combined, and I had to introduce him. So I was to read his citation. That was the day that I learned that that's the thing, most of the time you learn on the job if you don't do your research well. I did my research well for the event, I'm not even going to lie, and I'm not even trying to fan myself with respect and all sorts. But what happened was I was trying my best to read the citation. So after I'd introduced him, I just started reading the citation. I did not tell him to rise as I read the citation. So my client came on stage and just whispered into my ears, "You should tell him to rise." By the way, that baby is still one of my favorite clients ever. Honestly, she gave me access to big numbers. And I'm not going to lie. A big shout out to Nafisa Tokunseson, former Vice President, University of Ibadan Student Union. She may not get to watch this video, but she's one of the clients that handed over gems in my hand. The highest she has seen me host an event was Jaw War and L&D debate, but she just gave me all SU events. Then she was like, "Bura, you're the one who's seen it." I could not even argue. We're talking about the worst experience. So when she said that to me on stage, normally, if you're not somebody that you have grit, you might fail. Do you know what I did? I just said, "Ladies and gentlemen, is it not funny that I started reading the citation and we actually haven't seen our dear speaker? I guess I'd love to crave the indulgence of our darling speaker, Barrister Biola Adeoye, to please rise as I read the citation." That was how I saved the day. Yes. So I'm sharing all these things so that you know that a lot of things go on behind the scenes that we don't speak about, but they do happen. And one of the reasons you are employed as a Master of Ceremonies is because they want to test your spontaneity. They want to test your ability to make supposed bad experiences turn out to be great, right? And I went on. Since that day, I would always crave their indulgence to rise. I learned that on the job. That's the second bad experience. Now, this one happened recently. This was at a wedding I hosted recently. The bride and the groom, I was hyping them to dancing. By the way, I'm now a better hype man. I know how to say, "Yeah, come on, what did you? Yeah, come on, you shake, you shake." Let's get back to the story. I was hyping the bride and the groom. They were coming into the hall. So I have something that I do for my couple. Almost everyone I'm hosted. I go outside, speak to the couple. It's your big day. I wish you greatness and all sorts. I want you to dance in like it's the best day of your life. I want you to dance well and all sorts. So I've already hyped them. They were not dancing. My bride and groom, they're already happy. So it was so easy for me to tell them, "Come on, body, energy." I would say, "Go to the groomsmen and the bridesmaids who were doing it." I say, "Go Tito, go." That's not their name, but "Go Tito, come on Tito, go Tito." Only for me to hear the voice of a masculine entity at the back, hyping on stage. Then I was wondering, did they tell me that they hired an hype man? No. Did they say that I would have an assistant? No. Did they say that I would have a co-host? No. So who is this masculine entity? So, of course, I could not leave my bride and groom, so I allowed them to dance. And this masculine entity was still hyping, right? So After they are dancing and also, so I noticed, I just communicated to the DJ to keep playing. So I just went to meet him. I said, hello, Mr. Man, where are you from? Are you the official MC for this event? Did they book you as the hype man? I cannot remember them telling me that they booked an hype man. So why are you on the microphone? And he goes, I just want to help you. I said, help? Who told you that I'm incompetent to handle my event by myself? So I just had to tell him, I said, please step down. I do not appreciate this at all. So I did not seek help from you. I did not seek such. So why are you on the microphone at my events? This is very unprofessional. I even asked myself, I said, you do this for a living? Because if you do this for a living, this thing that you just did is out of it. Would you love you hosting an event and somebody just goes to the stage? The guy was shocked. See, I now decided to overperform. Not unprofessionally, but very professionally. All those things that I rehearsed for the wedding, I brought it out in my character. After the event, the supposed masculine entity came to spray me. Like, oh, yeah, she knows her audience. He sprayed me. I don't go collect the money, kid. You have your money, spray me now. I don't care, So those are like the 3 worst experiences that can come to my head. I still have quite a lot too, but like the video is long already. I don't want you to think that I'm a talker, even though I know I like to talk, right? So those are like the 3 worst experiences. And my takeaways from all these experiences is, number 1, always remember that when you are holding the microphone, you are the owner of that event. You own it. No matter what's happening, you have the responsibility to make or mar the event, and always choose to make the event great. So whatever is happening with you, muster all the courage, right? I think I have one more experience that I should share. This was not my worst event ever. It was my worst pre-event experience ever. So I wanted to host the event, I had an olive green ground, and I tried to mount a bike because it was a bike that could take me there. Just one narrow road like that. And my gown went. I asked my assistant, is that my gown? She said, yes. An hour to the event. And I like getting to my event an hour before. So I had to go from Akpata to UI, sort out the gown because it was a Sunday morning, so I did not even see fashion designers around. Sort out the gown, they went to the event. I go to the venue of the event, 10 minutes to the event. Something that I don't like doing. That's like another story for another day. Another thing to let you know that you should also work when you have wardrobe malfunctions like that. Maybe you should also have another gown. So anytime I'm hosting an event with a tight, straight gown, I always hold a different pair. So in case anything happens, you can wear the next one. But that's it. That's it about the gist. My name is Wuraola Olagoke, like I said before. So please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you might as well subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share with budding MCs that you know, or Master of Ceremonies that would like this video. And of course, please drop your comment in the comment section. I would like to see it. Yeah, that's it. So signing out is Wuraola Olagoke. Thank you for watching. I love you. I love you. Thank you for watching. I'm so extra. But thank you for watching. Bye bye.